Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day to all of you out there who are joining me for this webinar on executive communication. Today we are going to talk about emotional intelligence, or EQ. And these strategies that I'm going to give you today can just as easily be applied to boosting your social fluency outside of a work setting, in addition to workplace dynamics and interpersonal communication at work. So before we get into that, I want to share a little bit about my background, who I am, and in case we haven't met before, that'll serve as an introduction as well. So hello, everybody. I'm Daphne. I am an executive communication coach, and as an executive communication coach, my passion lies in helping professionals just like you become powerful, confident communicators. So whether you're aiming to enhance your executive presence, navigate difficult conversations at work or in life, or build social fluency and social confidence, my goal is to empower you with the skills to shine in any social setting, in any communication context. And I've been fortunate to spend nearly 2 decades immersed in the world of international communications, television, broadcasting, education, ed tech, and I hold 2 master's degrees. My advanced master's degree is from Columbia University in New York City, where my focus has always been on ed tech, leadership, communication strategies, and cross-cultural skills. And as a Fulbright grant recipient and teacher trainer, I've had the incredible opportunity to work with diverse professionals, executives, and leaders from all around the world, equipping them with the communication strategies that are impactful, practical, and data-backed. And throughout my own journey, I've built and developed Explearning Academy, which I'll tell you more about later in the session today. Explearning Academy is a professional development platform that brings together professionals who are dedicated to improving their confidence and communication skills, both for work and personal life. And at Explearning Academy, we focus on learning actionable communication strategies, practicing essential social skills, and fostering a supportive community that encourages growth and learning. And the mission is to empower each member to communicate their value effectively, boost their confidence, and enhance their social fluency in life and at work. And by doing so, we also aim to help professionals level up in their careers, have a greater impact both professionally and socially, and build deeper, more meaningful connections. So I'm super excited to get this webinar started and to share some of the amazing transformative strategies that we use at Explearning Academy with you here today. So whether you're here to polish your leadership presence, improve your confidence in business interactions, boost your social fluency, or simply to gain some new tools to level up in your communication game, then you are in the right place. We are here for you. In terms of methodology and approach, we use data-driven communication strategies. These are techniques that are grounded in research and tailored for maximum professional impact. We promote a hands-on learning experience and practice. So in our community, we have loads of interactive exercises and real-world scenarios and real-world simulations to help you really develop your social fluency and executive presence in low-stakes, low-stress situations that prepare you for those high-stakes, high-stress situations. Personalized coaching and feedback is also what you get. You get customized guidance to address individual needs regarding communication skills, social fluency, and executive communication skills to enhance also your confidence and social fluency. And collaborative growth environment, because we are a community of practice. So there's definitely an emphasis on peer support and peer learning as well, in addition to the expert feedback that we provide you. Like I said, this is a community of international professionals with people from all over the world, which is just incredible. And we've got amazing, transformative, results-focused programs. We've got from 5-day challenges to 10-day challenges to web courses to comprehensive masterclasses, one of our most popular ones being the Executive Excellence Masterclass, which is a 33 part module, 33 module course. You can do it in 33 days if you so choose. It would be very intensive, but we have people who do it in 33 days. And each of our programs are designed for measurable progress in leadership, communication, executive presence, and social skills. So what we're going to learn today, what you can expect, are I'm going to be giving you tools and strategies to help you elevate your communication skills. We're going to share some practical insights to build confidence in business communication and in social fluency, and also give you techniques to enhance your professional and personal growth. So if that sounds good to you, then I'm very excited to, have you join me for this webinar. And if you are ready for today's class, then I invite you now to silence any of your devices that might be a distraction for you. Maybe grab a nice little beverage, and feel free to take notes, although you don't necessarily need to, because you'll have this replay here for you. In addition to, if you are a member of our community, you also get the guide that goes along with this webinar, as well as the slides. So the recording, the slides, the guide, and any other handouts and resources that I have to share with you will be in our community there waiting for you. All right, so let's dive into emotional intelligence. So what is it? It's the ability to understand and manage our emotions effectively. And it's so important for success in both personal and professional lives, right? So this is why a lot of people, want to focus on EQ in a lot of ways, because they realize how very important it is for, success in both personal and professional endeavors, right? And, a lot of times being aware of and in control of our emotions allows us to better navigate relationships, make decisions, and also achieve our goals. So EQ is just as important, if not so more so, than traditional intelligence or even IQ. So today we're going to explore what EQ is, why it matters, and how we can develop our emotional intelligence so that you can be prepared to tackle any type of situation that, you might run into that might require leveraging your EQ. Okay? Excellent. So let's go through this one by one, shall we? So as we said, it is extremely important. This is an important skill for success in business, right? And many of you might have already known that. Some of you might not have. And that's okay. We're going to talk about it today. So it helps us build stronger, more empathetic relationships with our colleagues, with our clients, with our stakeholders, with anybody that we work with. Employees with high IQ are much better at managing stress, resolving conflicts, and also collaborating effectively. So this really is amazing because it leads to increased productivity and a much more positive, productive work environment, which obviously we all want, right? As people working on a team, as a manager, as a leader, as a department chair, as a key stakeholder, and what have you. So leaders with strong EQ can inspire, motivate, and also guide their teams more effectively. So if that's something that you're looking to do, then EQ is definitely, something to really hone and work on. Understanding our own emotions and those of others also leads to better and more informed decision making, which is another very important thing, because as leaders, we have to make decisions, and sometimes we make those decisions on the fly. So EQ is a very powerful tool that can give individuals and organizations a competitive advantage. So wouldn't you want that competitive advantage? I would say yes, for sure. For sure. Okay, so what's self-awareness? Because this plays a big role in EQ, and we're going to talk about why. So self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand our own emotions. And it helps us understand the emotions of others as well. If we can recognize them in ourselves, we can also recognize them in others. So it involves identifying our strengths and our weaknesses, or I like to also refer to them more so as areas for improvement, both personally and professionally, right? Self-awareness allows us to gain perspective on how our emotions impact our behavior as well as our communication and how we're communicating with others, what kind of message we're putting out and transmitting into the world. So, being self-aware helps us build trust and confidence in our relationships and also in our decision making. So, we can make decisions confidently and also be more prepared to make those kinds of decisions, even if they are on the fly, because sometimes we have to, make them these big decisions in a timely manner. Okay, so emotional intelligence, like we said, is about being aware of and understanding our own emotions. And that helps us also recognize those emotions in others. So people with high IQ, don't necessarily have to prod, because they'll know what's going on with people just by talking to them, just by seeing how they're engaged with them, how they're interacting, what's their tone of voice like, what are their paralinguistics like, what's their nonverbal communication telling you. So they don't even have to say, can you tell me what's wrong? What's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. Or are you okay? Are you okay? There's nothing like that, because they've read the room. They know what's going on. So this self-awareness is the foundation for being able to effectively manage our emotions and really shining as a leader. Okay, so let's go through the 4 key steps for recognizing and managing our emotions. First, I want you to pay attention to the physical and mental cues that indicate how you are feeling. So figure out, right, this is intrapersonal communication, introspection. And it's really about figuring out what's going on with us by tapping into our mental cues and our physical cues, right? We have sometimes a psychosomatic response to something. So we might all of a sudden see that we're sweating profusely, or we're, having some shallow breathing, or we might be nervous, right? These are telltale signs that, okay, maybe we're in fight or flight mode. And why might that be? And what are the triggers associated with that? The next thing, you want to put a name to those feelings. So label your emotions, right? Use specific words to describe the emotion. And this really requires emotional resonance and emotional vocabulary. So, there are great feelings wheels online that you can find that show all these different types of emotions, and they even highlight them with different colors, which is really great for the visual learners out there, myself included. And so I really recommend you take a glance at that and maybe have it somewhere, close by, maybe on your desk or in your, your calendar, or somewhere that you'll look at frequently, because it can help you kind of start to be aware of these emotions and also how to label them, because sometimes we lack the vocabulary to label certain emotions, and it makes it much more palpable and visceral and tangible if we can actually put a name to that emotion. Okay, then I want you to identify the triggers, so the events or situations that tend to trigger those emotions in you, right? What causes those emotions to spring up on you, right? So being aware of the environment, the communication environment, the social context that brings those emotions out. And then finally, develop healthy strategies and techniques to manage those emotions when they arise. So it might be things like deep breathing, or going for a walk outside, or looking at a picture of your children or your best friend to kind of ground you, or your partner, or having some mental strategies to help you kind of lower those heightened emotions and those feelings. Right? So mastering these steps is going to give you greater control over your emotional responses, right? And with practice, because it always requires practice, anytime we want to get better at something, you can learn to navigate your emotions in a much more productive way. So I really recommend you spending some time thinking about this, and really go through this list, go through this checklist. It's going to help you a lot. Okay, so let's look at some strategies for improving self-awareness. Like we said, self-reflection, introspection, intrapersonal communication, these are all really important to understanding our own thoughts and feelings and motivations. So regularly setting some time to write journal, or to do some sort of like morning reflection or evening reflection, or taking 10 minutes out of your day, maybe having some coffee and or a beverage of your choice, a nice cup of warm tea or matcha or kombucha, whatever you like, and just spending some time to reflect, right? And journal. That can really help. Also, seeking feedback is great because that lets us know, having some valuable outside perspectives on our strengths and our areas for improvement can really help us move the needle forward and help us get more into the mindset of, okay, growth mindset, self-awareness, things like that. Emotional intelligence assessments are also great because they offer a structured way to, evaluate our self-awareness and our emotional management skills, which is very important for leaders and rising leaders. And then mindfulness practices can be a great resource for you. If you're already doing them, then I encourage you to continue keeping up your practice. Meditation, yoga, deep breathing, yoga nidra, things like that help cultivate a present moment awareness, right? And that allows us to observe our emotions without any judgment or negativity associated with them. So kind of like letting those emotions come and then moving them away, like moving a brick away, things like that, where you acknowledge it, but you're not harsh on yourself for experiencing those emotions, because we all experience several emotions throughout the day, right? So when you incorporate these strategies, you'll actually deepen your self-understanding and help yourself improve, and develop greater self-awareness. Because like we said, EQ and self-awareness are very much part of the same, kind of under the same umbrella, so to speak. All right. And of course, we've got empathy. Empathy pops up a lot in communication and in leadership and in executive communication. So, of course, we're going to talk about it today. So what is empathy? It's the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, right? Allowing us to connect on a deeper level and build strong, meaningful relationships. So putting yourself in someone else's shoes, right? And by developing empathy, we can absolutely improve communication, resolve conflicts, create a more supportive work environment where people are excited to show up to work and be on your team and work and collaborate, because empathy enables us to build trust, collaboration, and also positive interactions with people around us. So we really do want to foster a sense of empathy because that's essential for developing strong interpersonal relationships and creating a more harmonious and productive work culture where everybody wants to work together and work on a shared goal, shared mission. Okay. So effective communication and active listening are also critical skills, right, for building strong relationships and collaborating effectively in not just personal settings, but also the professional setting. So what is active listening? Well, it involves fully focusing on the speaker, understanding their perspective, and responding in an appropriate way, right? It's key to having deep, meaningful, sincere, authentic conversations. So effective communication, right, really means conveying messages clearly and concisely, using appropriate language and also tone of voice to ensure that the recipient or the recipients, the interlocutors, understand the message that we're putting out, and making sure that nothing's getting lost in that message or in translation if you're communicating cross-culturally or interculturally. Right, you're leaving no room for misinterpretation. And strong communication skills, as you may very well have experienced thus far, help us foster trust, build rapport, and also enhance collaboration. And that leads to stronger relationships both personally and professionally. So we really do want to emphasize the importance of active listening and do it, right? Make sure that we're actually doing active listening in our social interactions and in our workplace interactions. Okay, so regulating emotions during stressful situations takes some practice for sure. The first thing is you want to recognize the situations or the factors that lead to, these triggers, right? Tend to trigger a strong emotional response or a heightened response in you, because this awareness can help you anticipate and prepare for potential stress. Like you can then remove yourself from a certain situation or take a time out or completely avoid a triggering situation altogether, or you'll have the coping mechanisms to be able to overcome the obstacles associated with what triggers you. So practice deep breathing exercises. This is a great tool that you can do anywhere and everywhere, and just have in your back pocket, have it at your disposal, because it is that life-changing. So calm your body, calm your mind, inhale deeply, hold for a few seconds, do box breathing if you like, breathe for the count of 4, hold for a count of 4, then exhale for a count of 4, and then hold again for a count of 4, and repeat, right? This helps regulate your heart rate and reduce tension, lower cortisol levels, and that, helps us communicate more effectively. Challenge those negative thoughts and replace them with more positive and constructive thoughts that are really going to help you, rise to an occasion. It's going to help you, remind yourself of your strengths and your past successes, which helps you build resilience. Okay? Building resilience is very important. And then step away from any type of stressful situations and take some time for yourself. I really mean that, right? Engage in activities that are really going to help you de-escalate tension, de-stress, relax. For a lot of people, that could be meditation, listening to music. You might have a nice playlist that you have, a go-to kind of mood booster playlist maybe, or reflection playlist, or spending time in nature. Nature does wonders, right? Nature, bathing and really forest bathing rather, and just spending time in nature is just incredible. I know when I'm in nature, I just, everything, it feels so much lighter and happier and wonderful, right? So it's a great, great, great tool. And if you live in a big city, well, go to a park, spend some time around trees, and really prioritize that, because it is so important for all of us, for our well-being, right? And so the other thing is, if you do find yourself struggling to manage stress on your own, and that's okay, it happens, depending on, a season of life or a situation that you might be facing, reach out for support, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Get professional support if you need, or reach out for support from your trusted colleagues, friends, family members, right? Your circle of trust that's there for you and you're for them. So there's nothing wrong with that, right? Absolutely. Okay, building resilience and adaptability are also crucial in today's fast-paced business environment. So we really do want to think about being adaptable and being resilient. So resilience is amazing because it helps us navigate unexpected circumstances and maintain a positive outlook in the process. Because guess what? Uncertainty is just part of life, right? Uncertainty is it's everywhere. It's a reality, right? And if we tell ourselves otherwise, we would be fooling ourselves, right? Because we do not know what is going to happen. We have no idea what later today brings, or tomorrow brings, or just what adventures life holds in a lot of ways. So we have to be able to adapt, right? Adaptable individuals are able to bounce back from setbacks, and they're able to use challenges as opportunities for growth. So recalibrating your attitude and your mindset towards unexpected circumstances or uncertainty is really going to help you become even more resilient and build that resilience muscle. So important in business as well, right? Developing these skills equips us to thrive in the face of change and uncertainty. The only constant is change, right? The only thing that we know for sure is change happens. And that's paired with uncertainty, because we don't know. We cannot read the future. So we've got to be able to, roll with the punches, as they say. And by cultivating resilience and adaptability, we can position ourselves for long-term success, because whatever comes our way, we know that we can, persevere, we can be resilient, and we can be adaptable, and also have flexible communication in the process. Okay, so when we also talk about this, emotional agility comes up as well. And what is that? Well, it's about being flexible, adaptable, and open to new experiences and perspectives as we navigate the ups and downs of life, right? Because again, change is the constant. The only thing for certain that's certain is the change, right? So cultivating mindfulness and self-awareness is actually key. What does that mean? It means paying close attention to our thoughts, our feelings, even our bodily sensations, and any type of psychosomatic responses that we might be experiencing, because it helps us understand our emotional state and also helps us make more informed choices and decisions down the line. And adopting a positive reframing approach. Reframing is a great tool. I highly recommend it. And a growth mindset allows us to see challenges as opportunities, right, for learning and for development, fostering resilience and the willingness to embrace life's complexities. Okay, so you can imagine, balancing on a tightrope, right? You're dynamic, you're graceful, you're confident, and that's how you can navigate life's journey. When we develop emotional agility, you're able to do this with ease and poise, which is great. Okay, so fostering a culture of emotional intelligence is also very important for building a strong, cohesive, and high-performing team. So whether you're somebody who is on a high-performing team, or wants to be on a high-performing team, or is running a high-performing team, here are some of the things that we can look at. So open communication, right? Transparent communication, key, right? So encourage open dialogue, active listening, honest feedback, because you want to create a psychologically safe space for people to share their emotions and their perspectives, where they don't feel like they're going to be judged or evaluated or have any issues with them voicing their thoughts and insights and sharing experiences. They're safe to do so without any negative ramifications or repercussions. Empathy and respect are so important. So cultivate a culture where people understand and respect each other's emotional experiences. That creates a supportive and an inclusive environment. And we want these inclusive environments because, again, that promotes psychological safety, where people are free to voice their concerns and express any thoughts or issues or comments that they feel like making, right? It also brings people closer together, and it creates that trust, builds that rapport. It creates a close-knit team and department. So you might, if you're a leader, you might consider, having or providing some emotional intelligence training, so you could, help people enhance their self-awareness, their emotional regulation, their interpersonal skills, and help employees develop a deeper understanding of emotional intelligence, because they might not really know much about it, and they don't necessarily know how to tap into that EQ per se. These elements here all work together to create a workplace, where people feel valued, understood, and also empowered to contribute their best. And that's really what we want, right? We want people to feel really happy going into work, feel good being on a team, feel excited to collaborate with each other, and just boost overall morale as well. Everybody likes being on teams like that, right? Okay, so effective teamwork is built on high emotional intelligence. That is what the research shows. And if you look back on times where you were most productive, this could also be true for you, right? So EQ helps teams build trust and collaborate by understanding each other's emotions, and also being able to communicate openly and in a transparent way. So teams with high EQ can manage conflict constructively and work together towards shared goals. And that's very important, particularly when we want to, succeed on a project or in life, or with our team. So that's very important, right? Employees with high EQ can also provide really great customer service. And if that's the field that you're in, then you're absolutely gonna want to promote EQ as well, right? Because they empathize with their, customers' needs and their emotions, and they can be empathetic, and they can handle challenging situations with grace and leave judgment behind them. And this helps build lasting customer relationships, which promotes, repeat business, which is very important as well, right? Emotionally intelligent leaders inspire and motivate their teams, right? Because they understand their team members' needs and perspectives, and that helps create a positive work environment that we all want to work in. And this leadership style really promotes a team's success. So, as you can see, EQ enables individuals to understand and manage emotions as well during conflicts. Because, again, remember that checklist that we have? We've not only understood the emotion, but we're able to label it and then also understand the trigger behind it. So this allows people to mediate disputes constructively and also find mutually beneficial solutions. So it's a win-win for everybody, and everyone's happy, everybody wins, which is a big deal. Okay, so as far as some of the conclusions, well, we looked at the importance of EQ for professional success. And as we have discovered, EQ helps us build strong relationships, helps us navigate challenges, and achieve our goals in business. So it is an absolutely essential skill, right? We looked at self-awareness, which is understanding our own emotions, and that too is crucial for effective self-management and positive interactions with others at work and, socially. Then we also looked at empathy, which is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. That's a key element in strong communication and in teamwork and in collaboration, which is very important when you work with people. And, I really encourage you to think about continually developing this skill, honing it even further. It's a skill that can be developed over time through practice, self-reflection, right? It's a continuous journey for growth and for improvement. So these 4 points summarize the core value and the benefits for developing our emotional intelligence, our EQ. So I hope that these are some takeaways that you have. These are some of the ones that I've highlighted here, and I would love to hear some of your own takeaways, your golden nuggets, as I like to call them. So feel free to share those in the comments down below, because it's great to, share those thoughts with people. So if you want to practice more, then we have a lovely program for you. It's our Communication Skills Bootcamp. This is a self-paced program, so you can do this on your own time, however you like. We have calendars that help you keep track of your progress, as well as progress, tracking, and you get to have the live classes and the webinars. You get access to all of our content and our materials that are exclusively on Explearning Academy, separate from the YouTube channel and the Spotify podcasts. We've got monthly challenges and web courses. We've got the Communication Bootcamp that is over a year long, but you can certainly do it at your own pace. Live interactive chats with members, and also we have interest groups, so you get to join these interest groups and meet up over certain topics that you're interested in and have casual conversation. And it's a great opportunity to make friends, to network. You might find your future business partner there or a mentor. And in addition to that, you can always submit your work for feedback, and we have our expert executive communication coaches who provide that feedback to you. So it's a wonderful program, and you can learn more about it by going to academy.explearning.co. And you can also scan this QR code here, which will give you more details, and you can download our app, which you'll be able to use on the go. So you can access through your browser or your computer or your laptop, desktop, tablet, phone, whatever you have on you. And who knows, whatever technology we'll have in the future, you'll be able to access it through those devices as well. So that's a little bit about that. And you can always read the more descriptions about, what the programs are, the ones that we have on offer. We have some master classes as well that we sell separately that you can certainly do a one-time payment for. But if you're looking for ongoing support and ongoing community and professional development, then this is something where it's a monthly subscription. You can also you get a discount if you pay for the year, and it's a great way to improve your executive communication skills, your professional polish, your social fluency, so that you're able to communicate however, whenever, in any type of social situation you find yourself in, be it professional social situations or casual social situations, and being able to tap into that confidence that we promote and that we teach, and all the tools and strategies and techniques that I share with you, as well as the community of practice that you are learning alongside. So this is one of our members who says, the best investment, you won't regret it. So definitely, thinking of it as an investment in your future self, an investment in your current self, an investment in, essentially the future version of you, because you are working on yourself, you are improving every single day, putting in the work, putting in the time, resources, energy, effort to, be better than yesterday, right? And you being here today for this webinar is a testament to that. So good job, keep up the great work, and I'm very much looking forward to